What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these updates, and I want to talk about Diddy yet again because there's a couple of things that are not adding up in my opinion. So the first thing I want to discuss is Diddy twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah. So basically there are reports that are coming out that the twins are defending their father, saying that he doesn't deserve this, he hasn't done anything wrong, and that is not what I'm hearing on my end. Now at the end of the day, I know a lot of people trust TMZ. You know, if TMZ does not report it, then it's not factual and things of that nature. And I get it because they have a history of being factual and accurate in their reporting. But I'm telling you guys, that's not what I'm getting. I told you guys over the course of a year or two that the twins were questioning, you know, their father's involvement in the passing of their mother and things of that nature. So I don't know if they're being like put up to say this or stand by their father to make it look like they are actually on his side, so it doesn't look that bad. Listen, I'm not hearing what other outlets are reporting, stating that the daughters, his twin daughters, are in support of him. I'm hearing that they're asking a lot of questions and have been asking a lot of questions for quite some time. Now, another thing that slid across my desk this past Friday night was the fact that I've been told that there were over 250 cameras that were found at Diddy's properties, right? The property in Miami and the property in Los Angeles. So he had over 250 hidden cameras at both of these properties. And you can just imagine all of the incriminating evidence that Diddy has on politicians, government officials, rappers, R&B artists, judges, lawyers, and things of that nature. It's a lot of celebrities that have passed through the halls of Diddy's mansions over the years. Now, Young Miami has been accused in Rodney Jones's lawsuit for taking Diddy some flower for the nostrils via private jet. And they referred to the substance that Miami transported to Diddy as being pink Coca-Cola. So she has come out and denied those accusations. She's saying that she actually has screenshots that she was in New York during the time that Rodney claimed that she transported, you know, the illegal substance to Diddy. Now, the one thing that Young Miami did not come out and deny is the fact that she was an S-worker for Diddy. Now, Brendan Paul was arrested this past Monday in Miami when Diddy and his team was stopped at the airport and they found some illegal substances on Brendan. And Brendan was named in Rodney Jones's lawsuit as a person that gets illegal substances for Diddy and holds them for him. And so basically he was arrested and discharged, of course. But I was looking at this cat and I was like, he looks so familiar because I follow the ACC, college basketball and things like that. By the way, go Duke. But, you know, I knew he looked familiar and he played at Syracuse. He was a point guard at Syracuse back in the 2019-2020 season. And we often ask the question when we see good kids and smart individuals get tied up to people who are evil, like how did they let themselves get into that position with this evil person? Because everything that Diddy touches almost rots. And so this guy in Brendan, he was a smart college academic performer. He stayed on the ACC academic honor roll. And so it's just crazy to me that he got linked up with someone like Diddy. But anyway, we have 50 Cent baby moms Daphne Joy, who was named in Rodney Jones's lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that Daphne was a S-worker for Diddy as well. Now she's come out and denied those accusations and she's taken out legal action against Rodney Jones. At least that's what she says, for making those false accusations against her. And so basically 50 got word of it, of course, and he's being petty, and now he's seeking full custody of their son because basically he feels that his son is not in a safe environment if she's a S-worker or was a S-worker for Diddy, whatever the case may be, right? Now, once 50 made it be known that he wanted full custody of his son, Daphne decided to flip the script and said, wait a minute now, you've R'd me and you put pause on me. Then Daphne takes to social media and posts a video of herself pretending to cry. I'm not trying to disrespect her, but I didn't see one damn tear. Did you all? Let me know in the comments and I'll stand corrected. Also, Stevie J goes off on 50 Cent and he sounds as though like he want to catch a fade. Well, he does want to catch a fade because he said it. And he's inviting 50 Cent for a one-on-one match because 50 was being petty and was throwing shots at him because Stevie J was also named in Rodney Jones's lawsuit for recruiting S-workers, and also Stevie J was said to have participated in Diddy's freak-off sessions. So what I want to do right now is play you guys a series of clips that are surrounding all of these updates, and I'm going to kick this thing off with a lawyer basically answering the question that we all want to know: will Diddy be arrested? All right, so sit tight and I'll be back to give you my 2 cents and close the video.
Okay, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, you have questions about the likelihood of him being arrested by the feds. And I am a federal criminal defense lawyer, so let's get into it. At the moment, we don't know exactly where P. Diddy is, but here's what we know. We know that feds from the Department of Homeland Security raided his home. We know that 25-year-old Brendan Paul, his alleged drug mule, was arrested at the Miami airport and charged with drug possession on Monday. And we know that he has pending against him 3 civil lawsuits, right? So these are civil, non-criminal in nature. So the Department of Homeland Security, in particular, as a federal agency, deals with what we call transnational crime that is occurring over borders. We see them a lot at airports. They deal with drug trafficking, gun trafficking, and sex trafficking. And so if the arrest at the Miami airport is tied to this idea that there are violations of transporting drugs across country lines, well, then of course Homeland Security would be involved in a criminal investigation. And similarly, if there are allegations that people engaged in travel for the purpose of engaging in illegal sexual misconduct, a violation of the Travel Act, then Homeland Security would be the investigating agency. So what this tells me as a federal criminal defense lawyer is that what started as a civil lawsuit evolved into investigators talking to potential witnesses, potential victims, believing they had enough to raid a home, and are now piecing it all together to present it to a grand jury for criminal indictment. And what Mr. Combs is probably doing right now is meeting with his lawyer, who is likely communicating with the agents in charge of the investigation, any associated federal prosecutors, assistant United States attorneys, and they're probably discussing a potential turn-in or self-surrender, and if they can agree on terms of release. We'll see. But this is one of many examples of a situation that maybe starts civil and you're worried about being sued, maybe somebody making some sort of demand for your money, and then your concern becomes whether or not you're going to spend years and years in prison. So it's always good to have a federal criminal defense lawyer who can help you through things like this. See you in court.
Hey, Young Miami is next on a docket. Apparently Miss Mamas was Diddy's worker, and like the S work, yeah, that's what she was, and allegedly transported for him and did it with him, and she received the funds after she was done being the S worker. Is it given, Cassie? I don't fucking know. Let's get into it. Now, this section of the lawsuit looks familiar because this is the section that Little Rod, I believe that's like was Diddy's producer or something like that. He was the one saying that Young Miami cousin took advantage of him in the whole, Thanksgiving of 2022 debacle. So we're going through line 85 to 88, okay? In Miami, Florida, on Thanksgiving night of 2022, Diddy asked Mr. Jones and DeFrost Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked for a $100 bill because he wanted to do with him. Mr. Jones was scared, but luckily he didn't have a $100 bill, so Mr. Combs waited to do a little later with Young Miami. Later that evening, he required Mr. Jones to solicit S workers from Bobby Trap on the river located at that address, and Mr. Jones did so, and Mr. Combs forced him to engage in unsolicited intimate acts with those workers. Child, basically the accountant will make sure that the money would get to the S workers. And Frankie, Moy, Brendan, and KK would also be responsible for ensuring payment to S workers in cash. Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' S workers and receive payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendant's ongoing criminal operation. Child, if you see right here, per the lawsuit, one time Diddy wanted to so bad after one of his dealers forgot it that Young Miami brought it to him on a private jet. And child, if you look down here, they confiscated his electronics, so we will be getting more tea soon. Young Miami, you in danger, girl. Wake the fuck up, y'all. Get on y'all Zoom. So Albie Shore has written a letter to his son and told him basically to come back home. Your biological pops miss you. Child, according to Twitter, I didn't know that Albie Shore was a deadbeat. I didn't know either, girl. Moving on to the second subject on today's docket. 50 Cent is back controlling, and I really can't stand this man, but I'm glad that he's keeping the pressure on Diddy's neck because he deserved that. He basically was saying like, oh shit, he didn't know that his, BM is a S worker. According to the lawsuit that, Diddy is trying to beat the case, but the case is about to beat him. But she said, oh, you a S worker? Let me go ahead and get my child from you because you a S worker. Now, my thing is, this is where I draw fucking line with 50 Cent ass. And this is why they tried to, they hit him up 9 times because of how he is today. Sir, her being an S worker don't have shit to do with her being a fucking mama. Unless the little boy is in the room while she, you know what I'm saying? Like doing what she doing. Leave that fucking lady alone. And as y'all can read, the 3rd paragraph, he is only doing this because of the Diddy lawsuit. And I feel like that's fucking petty, and that's why I draw the line. Because unless the child is being harmed, leave that boy with his mama. I don't know. I just feel like he's doing too much with that son shit. And then, bitch, he's now trolling Stevie J, making up, the part that they were saying that, Stevie J was one of the S workers. Come to find out, it was another, adult star, and it was not Stevie J. And Stevie J basically said, like, get your coins together because I already know where this finna go at. I'm finna take your to court because I'm sick of you, sir. You probably gonna be behind bars. Because I'm fully convinced Stevie J know a thing or two. He knows something. And I feel like 50 Cent knows something too, because why you want to get full custody now that girl is named in that lawsuit? You trying to say she going to jail too? Sir, just say what the fuck you gotta say and be direct, please.
Curtis, what's good, man? You and your feelings about Daphne? Cause she would gang them? Or is it that you f***ing little Rod? However it go, I want you to fade. All that. Since it's entertainment, let me beat the shit out of you on TV or something. Don't duck that. I'm calling you out. What you want to do, Curtis? Curtis!
Breaking news, 50 Cent's ex is accusing him of rape and abuse. Daphne Joy has posted to social media in regards to being in Rodney's lawsuit against Diddy and in regards to 50 Cent seeking sole custody of their son. First, she posted this saying, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claims that I am an ex-worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney." And then Daphne posted this to Curtis James Jackson, aka 50 Cent. "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire, that is their son, was the one in handcuffs for nothing? We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never even earned. Let's put the real focus of your true evil actions of me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time."
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. So Diddy has been spotted on several occasions. He's out here acting like he's living his whole best life when everything around him is crumbling. But let's get into it. So he was spotted out Thursday at Top Golf in Miami with his twins, Delilah and Jesse, throwing up the peace sign. Now, he was out with his daughters on Thursday night, and then later he was spotted with Stevie J, and a social media influencer took a quick video of him.
Down here at Pura Vida by my pad, run into the man right here. What's up? Miami's like that. It's a movie.
He can sit there and pretend that it's all gravy, but I'm sure we all know better. Because for one, the banks have already exposed that he's $140 million in debt to them for taking out 8 mortgages on 2 properties, the ones in LA and in Miami. Please pay attention. I just find it also interesting that Diddy had to take out all of these loans from banks, but yet he had money to pay for freak offs, okay? And for all of these illegal substances that people were carrying around for him. Make it all make sense. Now, there's a listing on a crypto exchange site that went up by a person who purports to be in possession of a lot of Diddy footage from over the years, much of which they claim features him in some compromising positions. Please pay attention. Specifically, the listing touts itself as having unreleased, never-before-seen private footage and photos of Diddy in his residence, private jet, studios, and various other locations engaged in private activities, and often doing and saying what appears to be very controversial things. The listing says any interested party can have access to this massive dump that they claim to have, which they say entails over 13,000 files and 3 terabytes of content for a price, namely about $1.5 million, which is what they're hoping to sell it for. This is all so nefarious. At the end of the day, I find this very suspicious that someone's claiming to have all this footage about him, you know, and with these compromising positions and all of that, after his properties were raided and all of this evidence was confiscated. I mean, could it be that one of these agents took something out of there and now they're offering it online, hoping that Diddy will pay to buy it back? Because here's the thing. Who in the world's going to pay $1.5 million for this stuff other than someone who doesn't want it out there? So is the actual blackmailer suddenly being blackmailed? Let me make that alleged actual blackmailer, because of course it's innocent until proven guilty. And speaking of guilty, Young Miami says that she has proof and receipts that she was not bringing Diddy any illegal substances, aka the pink Coca-Cola, onto the private jet. She says she has screenshots of herself in New York at the time that this supposedly happened. In other news, Diddy's decades-long rival Suge Knight says he needs to get ready for prison and just go ahead and turn himself into the authorities. Now, I thought that was interesting because no charges have currently been pressed. Suge also says he needs to change his name from Brotherly Love because that won't go over so well in prison, and he needs to watch his back. Please pay attention. Diddy can sit there and pretend that he's living his best life and he's so unbothered, but at the end of the day, the feds are issuing subpoenas for all of the companies that he was affiliated with, and also they want the flight manifest because they want to know who was on those flights with him, especially if it was any of the people that filed lawsuits against him, and also they want to find out if there were any other victims. Please pay attention. They say this would allow the agents to contact the passengers and interview them, and that would include any of his celebrity friends, okay? So this is all getting really messy at the end of the day, and Diddy wants us to think it's all peaches and cream, but we know better. If I were in his shoes, I would be about to have a nervous breakdown, but that's just me.
Alright, so you guys just heard all of that. So let me start off with 50 Cent. You guys know who follow me tight. I never really liked 50. I just don't like all the pettiness and all the BS and the shenanigans that he be pulling online. I'm kind of split and torn in regards to him fighting for custody for his son, because I can understand if he feels like his son is not in a safe environment. He has every right as a father to go to the court and ask for full custody, but I just think that there's a motive here. And let's not forget the fact that he didn't fight for full custody of his son Marquise, who he drugged out here in these streets like a dog and talked about him so badly and things of that nature, and even wished that if his son got deleted, it wouldn't even matter to him. So I really can't take him serious. I just think that he's a bitter baby daddy and he's mad that Puffy slid off on his baby mom. But again, let me make myself very clear. It doesn't negate the fact that a father shouldn't have concerns if their baby mom was sliding with Diddy. Of course, I would have those same questions and concerns myself. But I just think that this is an opportune time for 50 to jump on, to latch on to this situation, because Diddy is going through this lawsuit. And of course, maybe he's tired of paying child support. And this is an opportune time for him to go to the court and say, hey, look at this situation, right? My baby mom's is dealing with Diddy. She's been accused of an S-worker and things like that. I don't feel that this is the right environment for my son. Now, I do want to make this clear that 50 has denied our allegations, and also he denied the fact that he put pause on Daphne and things of that nature. And I also noticed that he's kind of went quiet ever since she came out with those accusations. But who knows? Daphne could be making all of this up because she knows that she's guilty and she's been implicated within this lawsuit, and she thought that she would never be exposed. Now, as far as this information in regards to Diddy, I could care less, because the only thing I want to hear going forward is that Diddy has been arrested and charges have been filed against him. Now, in closing, I do want to reiterate this one more again, all right? One more again, I want to reiterate this. Diddy's daughters are being manipulated to cover for their father, all right? I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know, all right? Now, I will say alleged because the information I'm getting it from is from a reputable source. It's from my plug, and this is what they're telling me. This is what they're telling me, and I believe this particular person would not steer me in the wrong direction. So at the end of the day, people can report one thing. I'm going to stand behind my reporting firmly, and that's what it is. It is what it is. All right. So guys, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you all to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.